Well, now for our first event of the day, we're going to go to Plymouth for the British Target Bowls Championships. I feel sure you'll pick up the basics sort of very quickly if you haven't seen this new version of the game before. 18 of the best players in the country are involved, and early victims included reigning champion 19-year-old John Dunn of Tunbridge Wells and Scotland's world indoor champion Bob Sutherland. So now 4 players are left. David Bryant and fellow England international David Cutler from Plymouth. 2 players from the Crown Green Code, Knoll, Burroughs of Manchester, Tony Poole from Shrewsbury. Here are the semi-finals. Play is over 5 ends. The commentators Chris Mills and David Rees-Jones.
Well, Burrows will be disappointed that wood didn't have an extra foot of running on it for a maximum 10. But he's got a 3, maybe a 5 out of it. Plenty of room for Cutler.
2.
Well, with 3 ends gone and only 2 remaining, all Cutler has to do now is to steadily put his woods on the target. He doesn't have to think about getting a ball every time.
Has to be a 10, 5 or 10.
He needs to score regularly just to maintain his lead.
And
Good bowl there from Knoll Burrows, Chris. That's the sort of thing that he needs to do if he wants to come back into this game. And here's another beauty. What do you think of this?
Yes. Well, umpire Lendover indicated that it might be a 10, that blue disc bowl of Knoll Burrows, but there's a possibility it might only be a 5. But David Cutler has put one right in the centre, so he certainly has a ball. Knoll coming up well again. Is he on target? Yes. Well,
that was an excellent try, Chris. I mean, an extra ounce of weight on that, and David Cutler's wood would have disappeared from the ball and would have left Knoll Burrows possibly with 2 balls on this end.
yes. Knoll Burrows with 2 maybes at the moment. Maybe they're 5, maybe they're 10. I'm certain Knoll Burrows will hope that they're 10s, because he badly needs some points now to catch up with David Cutler.
Well, not a bad ball, that.
1.
Scoring 1 shot, but it's very, very difficult now for Burrows to get in. That is a perfect positional bowl from David Cutler. He'll be very pleased with that. Burrows' path to the jack is through that bowl of David Cutler. There may just be room around it, but he's looking for perfection.
Incredible accuracy with those bowls there, David, all in a line, all found the centre of the rink. Well, he gets it too.
And these players are making this game look easier than it is. 7 bowls played this end, just 1 remaining from David Cutler, and all 7 bowls so far on this target, only 4 feet wide. And that's some accuracy, Chris.
Yes, when one considers that the target is only 4 foot wide, so you're asking people to put a bowl within 2 foot of a jack if there was a jack in the centre of that target. Incredible accuracy.
Here's a good bowl. In actual fact, David Cutler was looking for a slight flick of Knoll Burrows' wingwood there for a maximum count, but all 8 bowls on the target. Superb play.
One.
And yet again we see Cutler, quite deliberately I think, bowling slightly wide, slightly short on that backhand, making it difficult for Knoll Burrows to get in, but not impossible as he's showing with this. Excellent line.
2.
Another scoring bowl, another 2.
Yes, I think the tendency is, David, for the player to put on just a little bit of extra weight and width. And although they finish on the target, they finish at the back.
Here's a great bowl.
Here's a great bowl. Yes.
That's what Cutler wanted, in this position, with a lead of 9 points.
5 or 10, a measure for 10.
From our position here on the monitor, it doesn't look like a 10. And Len Dodell is being
Probably
asked...
a 5, probably on a measure of a 10.
I would stake my reputation that that's only a 5. But then I've been proved wrong before.
Well, the final word will rest with the umpire, who has a set square available to determine whether that bowl of David Cutler's actually overlaps the bull. And Cutler needs another one on the target to consolidate and to make it even more difficult for Knoll Burrows. Things look good for Cutler. They look black for Burrows at the moment. That's not close enough. He'd have wanted that on the target, I'm sure.
It looks as if Burrows must play the forehand now, though, David. I don't think he can get in on the backhand, but...
And I think a little more studying of the head is needed here if he's to score the shots that he needs for victory. This is his last bowl and his last chance, as it were. But it is a beauty. He's got a 10 out of it. Wow, that's a 10. Great bowling.
You're right, I said he'd switch to the forehand. He didn't. He played the backhand and proved me entirely wrong by going right to the centre and getting a ball.
It all depends, I think, now on whether David Cutler's bowl is a 5 or a 10. That could make all the difference to this game. But, of course, David Cutler could put the game beyond doubt by bowling this wood onto the target and getting a reasonable score. Anywhere on the target will do. Come on, David.
A lot of encouragement. Run, they say, but it didn't run. It stayed short, and David might regret that shot.
Can we take these first?
Yeah.
And what is it?
15.
David Cutler already conceded 15 shots, or 15 points to Knoll Burrows. Now the moment of truth. The set scale will tell.
It's a 5, David.
It's a 5. And according to my reckoning, that's all tied up at 63 points on. We have a drawn game. Well, that's the first in this 1983 Target Bowls Championship.
That unusual result, a 63 all tie, still enough to take Burrows through as winner of his group. But who will he face in the final? The world's best flat green bowler, David Bryant, or the king of crown green, Tony Poole?
Tony Poole of Shrewsbury bowls the first wood of this crunch game. Sudden death playoff. This is knockout bowls. The winner of this game gets through to the final, where he will play against Knoll Burrows. And here's Tony Poole's opponent for today, David Bryant of Clevedon in Somerset. In Avon, I suppose, I should say, after reorganisation, but Clevedon, of course, still, in bowling terms, is in Somerset.
3.
And that's a very friendly start. 3 points to both players, and they'll both be relieved to see their first bowls finish on target. They've struck a length from the beginning of this game.
10.
Good bowl, that. Very good bowl. Use of the opponent's jack-high bowl. Just wicking in off it into the bull. That's 10 points to Tony Poole.
I think an example there, David, of how quickly these crown green boys have picked up the flat green game. They wouldn't expect to get so many wicks in their game. Tony Poole very nicely got himself 10 points there, but David still pegging away, got a 3 and a 2. And Tony Poole, of course, an excellent opportunity to play exactly the same shot on this end. He's urging it on, and he's got it. He's got it. Nice. Another ball. So, some problems for the world's best-known flat green bowler, David Bryant. Of course, a very great friend and colleague of yours, David.
Yes, Chris, I've now been playing with this man for over 20 years, and it's been a great privilege to me. I've learned a lot by doing that. A great student of the game, and a man who's not going to be shaken by this very consistent start of Tony Poole.
5.
An Excellent bowl, that of Tony's, wasn't it?
Very good bowl, Chris. Very good bowl indeed. There's 2 bulls and a 5 and a 3 to Tony Poole. And Bryant in a little bit of trouble here, because if he allows Tony Poole to get as good a start as this, to get as many points of this on the board, they'll take some clawing back. It'll be interesting to see whether he fires at this. It's a very wide head to hit. He should hit something. And he's playing it forehand, so I imagine he's going to hit something here. He's bound to take something out, surely.
Well, he took all his own off and left 3 of Tony Poole's on.
Well, that wasn't a good result for the World Outdoor Champion at all.
Yes, I think it was the Bard of Avon, Mr. Shakespeare, who once said that if the rubs of the green go against you, you can't expect to win matches. And I believe he was a bowls player too, David.
So they say, Chris. And this is interesting. Bryant bowling the forehand. The first player of all 16 who have competed in these championships to take the bold step of bowling the forehand out of choice. Here's Woods, his Drake-like Woods, made to his own specifications, seem to suit that forehand as they run rather straighter than other people's bowls.
But very nearly a perfect reply from Shropshire County star Tony Poole. Made over 90 appearances for his county. But once again, David showing that a forehand holds no hoodoos for him. 2 tens. And also forced Tony Poole to take the same action.
Well, that's reduced Bryant's score.
10.
2 balls he had, only 1 now.
Tactically, David, the Crown Green star, Tony Poole, playing a very good game. He's worked it out very quickly. Of course, had the experience of playing in last year's tournament when he got through to semi-finals. But he seems to be playing some very tactical bowls.
And Poole persevering with this backhand, trying to sneak one in and doing a very good job. It's got a beauty there. But I think the significant tactical move is this move of David Bryant early in the game on just the second end, moving to this forehand and trying to dominate the game by that particular tactic. He's well played again. Can he get by the front? Well, he's made 1 shot. If he'd just cleared the front, he'd have been in for 5 or maybe 10.
David Bryant, 14. Tony Poole, 9.
But not enough for David Bryant. He eventually went out 55-52. Tony Poole won through to the final to meet Knoll Burrows, his long-standing Crown Green opponent. Burrows took the first set in the 5-set game. In the last end of the second set, Tony Poole is now struggling to stay alive.
If he goes 2 sets down, he's got to really fight. And Knoll Burrows right in the centre of the target. A lot of ball.
Well, seeing that Knoll Burrows is 6 in the lead at the moment in this set, a ball was exactly what he wanted. He's now a potential 16 shots in front if that stays there. And here's another scoring bowl, surely. Or is it overweighted? It's just gone too far. Tony certainly needs to score with this. And he's well played.
5.
Yes, much better green, much better weight. A little bit more running might have found itself onto the centre of the target.
And Knoll unaccountably dropping a little short again, urging his bowl a little further, but the bowl taking no notice of that, and that wood won't do him any good at all.
Tony Poole took a backward glance at the target to see what he'd got to do. Has just 2 bowls left. Turns his back on this one. Does that mean that he's not very happy with it? Well, he should be. It's certainly a 5. He shakes his head. Wasn't certain there, David, I don't think, that it was going to get there, but certainly worked out right for him.
Well, a couple of 5s certainly puts him back in the game. He's got another wood left, which could win the game, but this wood of Knoll Burroughs could be the decider. Oh, that makes it difficult.
2.
That only scores a 2, but it certainly gives Tony Poole something to think about. He's 1 set down already. He's 6 down in this set, and also down on the target. He needs to win this end by more than 6 shots to win this second set. A bull here would be just about enough for him to clinch this set.
Yes, as the numbers on the target jump from 5 to 10, Tony Poole can only win with a bull. He needs 6 points to draw level with his opponents and 7 to overtake him. So,
if there was some way of removing the bull belonging to Knoll Burroughs, that would be sufficient. Oh, he's well played here, Chris. He's got the bull.
He has. Well, incredible last shot from Tony Poole. Pressure bowl. That's the one.
Knoll Burroughs took the 3rd set. When it came to the end of the 4th, Tony Poole once again found himself battling to stay in the match.
Tony Poole desperately needing a count here to keep himself in the game, to clinch this 4th set.
Yes, he's 8 points behind at the moment with the bowls that are on the target. And he's now 11 points behind. So, Tony Poole not only needs to score 10, but he needs to take one of Knoll's off.
And that was an absolutely crucial bowl from Knoll Burroughs. Very cool, very calm and collected.
10, 5, 8. 8 to you, 10 against you, with a possibility on a measure of another 5 against you.
So that's the bad news for Tony Poole. He's 9 shots down on the game, 2 shots down at least on the target. How can you score 12 points with 1 bowl? Well, you can do it, as Chris Knowles implied. You can push one of your opponent's woods out
8
and remain on the bowl
That's
yourself.
correct. 8-10.
To be honest, David, if I was Tony Poole, I'd go down and have a look at it, but he may not want to break his concentration on the mat.
Well, the whole destiny of the championship this year lies with this wood in Tony Poole's hand.
And you're talking about the difference between 5,000 and 2,000.
Well, he's well played, Chris.
An excellent goal. What's he done, though?
Well, he couldn't have played a much better bowl than that. He did have a chance, but he hasn't moved the bowl far enough, and he hasn't got that all-important bull.
5, 6.
He'll have to concede more points than he would like to this end. He hasn't scored enough to claw him back.
6, 9.
That's it. The game is over. 3 sets to 1. Knoll Burroughs. And the winner, very pleased with himself, as well he might be. The consistent Knoll Burroughs receiving the prestigious trophy and a cheque for £5,000 from Josie Fear, the sales director of Target Bowls International. There he is, Noel Burrows, the champion of the British Isles Target Bowls for 1983.